A moment of silence, watchers, as this is the goddess of witches and ruling over the night and moon. A transcendent that surpasses the laws of physics with her magic. This is Aradia, who can one-shot even magic gods. Just playing around there. She's not all that, nor is she as bad as people think. To prove that, I'll first go over her abilities and skills, which are a lot unlike any other Transcendent, except for Mud Thieves. Gonna be brief on these. Being the goddess gives her a lot like shooting beams of light that shatters all the glass in a skyscraper, and even scattered the clouds. She used light to block against a speeding 10-ton truck. A weird insect repellent spell that can tear through multiple buildings. Also long-range kiss beam attacks that blow away at concrete walls. Using collateral damage or debris by putting willpower into them. And she turns these debris into projectiles with the speed of bullets, like she did with glass shards. She has a multiple ways of tracking people, like elemental divination spells, or with her bear grease. As weird as it sounds, it's effective, tracking down anything with germs and bacteria within a city's range, like Tokyo. Here comes some weirder ones than usual. She has access to voodoo magic, as witches cursed with wax dolls, can heal, and fly, as you expect from a witch. 20-ton tank she's on. Has a 100 in stealth to sneak up behind Toma 2 times and a random girl who looked away for a second from afar. Not to mention her high charisma stat, like any other Transcendent. We're almost done, as we have her wind magic that can blow away at, or even instantly kill, Toma. This works in 360 degrees, as from afar this can even work on aerial bombings that she counted. And she used this wind magic to hit a fellow Transcendent, Second Saga. She was precise enough to use magic like matters, as she used the wind to redirect the pathway of a magic breaker. She also has this an ornament spell that when applied on an ally can protect them from even cruise strikes that blew away the top half of a building to pieces from Mud Thieves. Lastly, the most complicated being her roll of 3, or the cooler name, Triple Reload. Here's how it works. Do good deeds for people, you get 3 times stronger physically and in magic. Do bad things for people makes you 3 times weaker or get hit back 3 times harder. It's a double-edged sword, but you probably noticed an issue. Aradia did as well, and that is, it's fully dependent on perspective. She speaks on any questionable actions she does as a good deed. In combination with her charisma stat, and you basically got an infinite stacker with no end. Alternate says she can overwhelm the magic side with this after enough build-up, like Muck Thieves. Alright, wake up guys, we're in the stats part of the video. Now, the first we're going to do is the Transcendent's favorite stat, speed. Now, I know, they are all min-maxing into power and nothing else. Trust me, Aradia has some speed. Exhibition A. If you or I were to face her up close, she'll instantly tear us in half. Like Toma was unable to do anything about it. This wouldn't be the end, as her and another Aradia went moving parallel to each other on foot, as both are called blurs in motion. Against Second Saga, the 2 Transcendents both moved like arrows when facing off against each other, giving her bare minimum subsonic physical combat and travel speed. That's nowhere near the end, as her attack speed with spells is pretty impressive, with the ability of using debris shooting at bullet speeds. Her beams of light are at slight speed, since Toma can talk, smile, and dodge after it was fired. But they did hit Second Saga, and even Alice, before they could hit Toma, both of which are at least subsonic. Bologna as well wasn't confident in staying in air against Aradia after dodging her bullet speed attacks. meaning Aradia has spells that range from supersonic to subsonic in attack speed. Her reaction speed and perception is consistently much higher than anything else, as she is shown flying a tank to avoid Gatling fire and even missiles, but only from afar, by the way. Not to mention, she has such skills in aerial combat that surpasses Bologna, and knows how to fly in a way to avoid lasers meant to shoot down ballistic and cruise missiles. However, this is like a pilot flying a jet doesn't mean he's actually that fast off it. Meaning at least her reaction speed is about supersonic or potentially hypersonic if you're very generous, if she's only in the air. Next up is her durability. Being so remarkable, she can withstand her own enhanced blows from triple reload. What I mean is she can be completely fine when applying physical force to tear apart Toma's body. Without magic, she's weak as any normal human, if conditions are right. Like falling from a decent height critically injured her. Her ornament spell could help her case here, though consistently she stands at wall or small building level in durability. She has quite good endurance and can fight through all her pleasure signals being turned into painful ones from Bologna. And she even fought through being injured. Now the part we've been waiting for. We're going over the attack potency of Aradia. The best quality of a Transcendent, as you probably noticed, everything else wasn't as crazy like her title suggests. Her many spells before sound like she can easily tear apart buildings in a whim. You see, all of that was just because it was by accident or indirectly hitting something. Starting off small, she can shatter the spine and tear apart the likes of Toma in half with her bare hands. That's not all, as she's physically fought against herself, and her power would have done untold amounts of damage to Academy City. This is supported by Althanus even saying the volume before that statement about how Aradia can destroy a city, but even crazier, a country. All of this can give you a decent idea of why she can rival the magic side in power alone. Meaning she can rival the three churches like the Russian Orthodox, Roman Catholic, and even the Anglicans. I hope I said that right. In power. This is their usual means with magicians. So no saints, knights, crazy spiritual items, or that royal family. Instead of that, it's like style, the Battle Nuns, Vasilisa, Sasha. But that isn't it, as she can chant about saving the world from global warming, as this makes for her gaining all of the dust in the Earth's atmosphere into one point. This is boosted by 3 times as well, so using this attack, she's generating, unfortunately, a hard to gauge amount of force, but it's like crushing someone with nearly 500,000 tons applied to their body, since 420 million kilograms of dust is in the atmosphere. Before wrapping up, you all must be wondering, what is the situation where the conditions aren't right? Well, like any magician, she has a weakness. If you mess up with the setup of her spells, specifically with her feet and how ornament is applied on there, causing her shadow to stay fixed, that's going to look suspicious. So if one attacks at her shadow or her feet, she loses all effects of her magic. Even worse, if you use any liquid to wash away at her. Now that would be all for our Transcendent with the most strange spot. And if you're wondering, the others scale about similarly to her, due to Kamachi's afterwards saying that you can guess the specs or the baseline of how strong Transcendents are from what Aradia or good old Mary did. Except for Mutt Thieves,